Greetings everyone, and Great here. Another H-Powers 4 replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Abbasid Dynasty, we have Starflark. Spawn on the right side as the magenta Malians, we have GG Chrysaor. Of course, got the money pit going up, getting some extra free gold income, pulling a lot of housing there as well. Starting to collect up some of these sheeple. You may want to eye for cut some people onto some of these trees as well. Also, there's an upload on the field, providing some nice little fire armor. He got a lot of gold. He's going for the military wing nice and early. He's probably worried about the warrior scouts. Got the Monza quarry being pulled on out. And so I clean up these nearby trees. That should have enough for a lumber mill. Doesn't mean to go for a stable. There's the lumber mill now. Stables have been put on the field. Is going about some additional warriors or scouts. Does get the warrior scout research as well. We got these spearmen, archers advance forward. Warrior scouts have really high health regen, so if they take a bit of a bad engagement, as long as they stay alive, they can fall back, get some health regen, and re-attack this small little task force. Got more housing here going on up. The mill or mining camp has been started. Right now, this mining pit does provide 86 gold per minute, equivalent to 2 villager income. A little bit more, honestly. So that is a excellent amount of gold being provided. Warrior scout now hitting this villager there. Villager immediately falls back, does get some arrows onto the warrior scout, and still dancing around inside his in his arc of fire. Does get severely wounded, but let's stay alive. 4 warrior scouts now put on the field. On this map, there are in groups of 3, so you can go for professional scouts and grab them and bring them back home to get some extra food income. Got a lot of sheep here, no cattle just yet. One house has been set ablaze and does go down. Golden Age Tier 1 has been activated, getting plus 50% in resource collection rate and for all resources. This warrior scout that was severely wounded is already regenerated half his health. We got him trying to dance forward. Does see a bit of fire there. The wounded one does get trapped there by his buddies. Warrior scouts do not gain bonus damage versus range until they get the veteran warrior scout. So these warrior scouts can't quickly take out these archers just yet. And he's getting hit by these spearmen as well. Horsemen trying to protect these warrior scouts. Does take out another warrior scout there. They do have good health regen, so they're dancing around like this to get the health regen going. And right now he has 6 warrior scouts on the field. Going for another mining pit over here. We don't see professional scouts being researched just yet, but he doesn't have a mill on the field yet to research it. Warrior scouts do throw some arrows there on the wolf. And the exotic doggo does go down. The really high health regen on these warrior scouts up these guys off pretty quickly. By the time they get their opponent's villagers, they're probably almost at full health. We've now got the hardened spearman research for the Abbasid Dynasty players, eyeing for a large number of spearmen to stop these warrior scouts. Now I do have cattle farms going up. You really should eye getting out professional scouts relatively soon to grab some of these deer and bring them back home. As you can seal this deer deposit, and that basically will help replace the what's called sheep and cattle that he may want to use. Warrior scouts push way forward as well. Now engaging these horsemen, falls back a little bit there to get some good health regen. More housing there. Could probably stand for another lumber camp as well. Archer range, more barracks. He's probably should really eye for heavy mount spearmen. Archers, of course, a good soft counter for warrior scouts right now. Trying to get more structures around the mining pit. Does have this one almost fully kitted out. And once this mining pit goes up, does provide a 140 gold per minute. So it's equivalent to at least nearly 4 villagers worth of gold collection, which is a significant amount. And thing as well, it's actually pretty cheap to do with this because you still want the housing either way, and it's primarily you're just paying the cost of the pit and occasionally for the mining camp as well. Taking out some of these forest puppers. Warrior scouts, massive number of them turning forward. Will get immediately one of them picked off by the scout or by the spearmen. Gotta be very careful. Catapult back the wounded ones. He's not pulling back the wounded ones. He's going to stand and fight. Does force the council to get canceled there, falling back. Those spearmen did some good work there. Warrior scouts are pretty cheap as well. If you take a look over here, they do cost only 90. The spearmen cost what? 50 in total? They're cheap themselves. Oh, 60, 20, so they're actually 80. So Warrior Scouts only slightly more expensive than those spearmen. Charging forward once again. If he deals with these spearmen, he could be able to overrun these archers. He's going to stand and fight. More reinforced spearmen. He needs to fall back these Warrior Scouts to take a bit of a beating there. And fall back. He's losing too many Warrior Scouts there. Does take out that spearman now. They get a couple extra free pokes there. Now trying to hit these archers, and they don't have any bonus damage nor any pierce armor. So they take full damage from these archers. Does get the town center on field. No, overall, not really a good engagement there. Lowe's lose every single Warrior Scout there. Horsemen charging forward. I'm pouring out some barracks now, like I go for some Donzo. You always go for the Musafadi Warrior, which are a anti-armor specialist, but of course his opponent's not going to apply any armor anytime soon. Going for Phalanx there, very nice. Donzo do have one inherent melee armor, as well as that javelin throw ability. Donzo do cost 90 in total, as opposed to the Spearman's 80 in total. A little bit extra wood. Palisade wall is trying going up. Does go up some of them. Does not go all of them time. Some of these villagers may go down. Does spot all these cattle farms there, so it's getting a lot of extra free resources there. Does take out those. That one last villager there does manage to push down that last palisade wall there and escape. Magenta's pretty far behind in villager count, as was more concerningly the military count at the moment. But of course, he does have access to a lot of extra resources generation. If you take a look here, he has double the gold generation, about 300 less the wood generation, and a little bit more in food generation. So the economy is about similar thanks to all the food generation from these cattle ranches and from the mining pits. Of course, the Abbasid Dynasty player gets plus 15% gathering rate for all resources. Let's find another engagement there onto these villagers. He's having trouble locking down these horsemen. Does not actually take out that villager there. May lose a villager over here. Does take out lose a villager there. Now the Donzo will take out these horsemen, no problem. 8 villagers have been killed off for Magenta. Now it's going to the Grand Phonoric Corral, greatly increasing the food generation from these nearby cattle ranches. Nearly doubling it. Like, every single cow provides, what, 28 food per minute? Let's provide additional 20 per minute. So nearly doubling it. But do know as well, this food generation is affected by economic tax, so do go for that. As you can see here, it says 96, which is, I suppose that is 24 times 3. Pretty sure it said it was supposed to be affected by the fertilization technology in a more recent patch. 28 per minute. So that even then that would still be incorrect with the 96 per minute. Because that will be 24 times 3. No, that would be 28 times. I can't do math right now. Oh, if you ever see any more economic text, we can always compare back later, see if it is actually improved, like the patch notes said in the more recent patch. It says 96, so we'll just keep an eye on that. Got this sizable army here. The town center arrows are firing. Blue's advancing forward here. Magenta has a pretty small military force in the field. Now, since in Castle Age, he can go for the veteran warrior scout, which does give him the bonus there versus range, which is very, very important. Let's keep an eye if it does actually provide some pierce armor as well. He's going for some sofas. Can't remember if the veteran warrior scout provides pierce armor or not. If he does bonus him versus range, probably does provide some pierce armor, but that could be just a wrong assumption. Blue does escape on out of there. Has a line of palisade walls on the right flank, not in the center though. That was interrupted. Warrior Scouts advance forward. We've got the veteran sofa as well. Now got the import armor being researched. Does get these villages inside the town center. More villages in the town center as well. The wood line's being brought on off as well. He only has not all the cattle inside the cattle ranches just yet. The villager does go down there. Magenta's force is advancing forward here. Does get some javelin throws there, almost taking out one of the villagers. And these villagers sort of just sitting there. Does get the horsemen. And got this force now following on back. As for force slowly being whittled down by the town center arrows. This force not getting hit by this town center and its arrows. Running gauge there. Archers firing away. The spearman does get inside the town center there. But of course now the sofa is receiving a bit damage there. Does get a good surround. Warrior Scouts now trying to hit these villagers. This force has been forcing back. Taking out those couple of veteran sofas. Now the culture range is almost complete, which will allow him access primarily to the preservation of knowledge technology, as well as access to the composite bow, or he already has the military wing researched. This one will make his going to next age significantly cheaper, as well as all other technologies at the point in time where you're probably researching a bunch of them. Let's get that completed before you actually start researching those technologies. Both players in Castle Age, both players can pick up the relics as well as capturing up sacred sites there. Does take out the villager there. Blue has so far killed 10 villagers. Magenta's only killed 4. And Blue has been maintaining the two town center production, while Magenta's been mostly focused on these free resources from the cattle and the mining pits. Does currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cattle ranches. Needs 7 in order to get the 20 cattle garrisoned. Now we do have the veteran javelin thrower research there. So veteran someone pushing way forward. They do have currently 5, 6 armor. And they'll go ahead and try to hit these villagers in the back line now. We've got the sizable force advancing up north. Sofa's trying to hit some more villagers once again. That's wood lines and deer line can get hit significantly. Large number of exposed villagers for Blue. Got the sizable force here. Does take out a couple of these villagers. Going to start torching down the mining camp. But a large number of Blue's villagers will be going down, being hacked apart by these sofas. He does not have textiles research. More sofas charging this villager line there. Blue's losing a large number of villagers. Does have a large number of villagers garrison. Magenta's going to be losing this mining camp. That's probably fine. It's cheaper and quicker to rebuild than those villages. We got a good number of golems now deployed in the field. Takes out a large number of these villagers there, and now we've got these sofas advancing up north. We have a relics being claimed by Blue as well. Very nice. Let's get this village inside that town center. There's still another exposed villager line here. Sofa's advancing down south, trying to hit these villagers. We'll find some spearmen there. Does take out one of the Sofas. So Gallus Force here does completely pillage this mining camp there and destroy a lot of housing there. The Malian players significantly popped cap. There's actually a bit of oversight. He's trying to rebuild this mining camp over here. This BM may want to try to get a conversion on those villagers. Sofa trying to hit these villagers now. Sofa's advanced forward. Javelin throwers now throwing. Of course, they're hitting spearmen, not the archers. Though javelin throwers do have pretty good pierce armor and just generally good damage, so they still do decent versus spearmen, as will even higher armor targets. Up here, we've got Sofas engaging these villagers. A bit of spear brace there, taking out a couple of Sofas. Javelin throwers getting out some taking out some spearmen there. Villagers backing off, so trying to get some more housing. That does get more housing on the field. Sofa engaging these spearmen, not great engagement, but they are winning out in the long run. These Sofas have been cleaned on up by these Gulums. Right now, Magenta has killed 32 villagers for Blue. Blue's village count is greatly diminished, and the farming line has been almost completely set up for the Malian player. He could keep the 2 cattle being collected as for a good amount of resources. Got a line of blue palisade walls here as well. Let's get some good spear throws there onto these archers there. Sofa's getting hit by these Gulums. Gulums do have a high attack speed, low damage relatively. They do have 10 damage and a 1.12 attack speed. They do also have a charge attack of 15 damage. And that was a pretty good spear brace there, taking out all those Sofas. Javelin throws advancing forward, get some more spear braces there. Thanks to Phalanx, they get really long-range spear braces. It's really easy to get their spear braces off. More Sofas being put on the field. Again, more spear braces. I was able to take out these Sofas individually like that. Gilon's falling back. Javelin throwers do have right now 11 damage, so still do some decent damage versus Gilons. Gilom Spearman advancing forward. More waves Javelin throws here. Does get some more damage. And Javelin throwers do also have 6 range, which actually is significant as well. Easy to kite with them. Sofa's face forward. Again, another spear base brace. Those Phalanx being very, very effective there. Able to reach behind the back line to get a spear brace, preventing Sofa's from engaging in what should be a relatively easy engagement. Mission is now falling back. He's trying to get out more archers. He needs some Musafadi warriors to deal with these Giloms. They're anti-armor specialists. Banner archers right now doing 9 damage. And we do have the another line of collection rate. You see here now the food research does improve the cattle farms max income. Now they're 109 from the 96, which is roughly about a 50% increase, which is the research. We do have some mangonels being put on the front line. Very nice. And torching down all those housing there. The mine does have that extra housing there. Also has another mining camp going on up. Now he's starting to pull out some Musafadi warriors. Very nice.
الحصار مستعدة. الأوامر قادمة.
Second Mangonel now deployed down the field. This should be very effective for the javelin throwers. Right now it's 54 to 54 military units. The economy is probably very similar as well. Sofa's advancing forward. Got some good spear braces there, getting most of them. Archers receive a deadly hit there, losing half his archers. Magno finds a volley there, getting another hit on these archers. They do live the volley, however. Those body warriors, there's still a good number of them on the field, more than being pulled on out. They do have 9 attack, they do plus 15 versus heavy. And those archers now mostly annihilated. Blue's back line is getting hit by these javelin throwers. Those body warriors trying to deal with the front line. But overall, he's having trouble right now. Right now, he could probably stand to use some of his own Mangonels. He's getting out some more Sofas, more Misfati Warriors, more Archers. And now he's going for the Poison Arrows. Poison Arrows just do good damage all across all the units. Doing 6 damage over, or 3 damage over 6 seconds, and they do stack. That allows him to hit the Ghulams a little bit harder over time. Mark out some Spring Gulls there. He's worried about any Mangonels, so he's going to be a the field, but he's not going for any Mangonels. So he's trying to claim that southern gold deposit there. We got this gold deposit slightly being touched by a single villager. He does spot the poison arrows there. You can see by the purple tracer effect. Got these forces advancing on 4, trying to get some good damage there. Knights do get some damage, or Lancers do get some damage on these villagers. They're starting to fall back. Magenta has a small mixed force here. His primary force is falling back there. Mangonel's still pretty out positioned there, so unable to hit this force at the moment. Let's find some hits on his Lancers. A lot of poison damage onto him. He should be, yep, does get poison death. This other one could get hit significantly as well. That poison damage will really stack up. Yet the poison damage does finish off that Lancer as the other forces start advancing on forward. There's a possibility for him to hit these Mangonels there, but does get Spear Bracer there. Massive volleys hitting that Archer line. 1 Mangonel does go down. There's still 2 more. Does use Scatter Formation. Finds a good hit there on these Archers. Since they're so wounded, even a small hit will take them out by the Mangonels. Good spread damage there. And overall, Magenta's forces getting annihilated by those Mangonels. So we got a Spring Gull in the back line as well. More Archers being put on the field. We'll receive some more Mangonel shots there. And this force is way too bunched up. Blue has claimed every single relic as well. That is going to provide an excellent amount of gold. Right now you can see his income is all across the line is pretty good. Less food, much more wood, and this gold, thanks to all those relics, he's going to pull out ahead. Yep, he's leaving 2 cattle outside those cattle ranches there to get good collection rate. They do collect the same rate as deer. Originally, they used to collect the same rate as boar, which is far too powerful. Was too powerful. Lancer charging forward, get some damage there onto these villagers. He's going to lose some of these villagers. He can't be losing them. Got this force falling back. Let's see, he does break on through for a brief moment. Misfati Warriors gain some great engagement there onto these Lancers. They do, of course, have that extra anti-armor bonus damage. These Lancers will go on down. Misfati is charging forward as well. Get some hits there on some of these Pylons. Magenta Spring Gull starting to go down. Blue and Magenta both have 1 Spring Gull remaining. Mangonels could get some deadly hits there. Next volley. Massive hit. Leading through a significant chunk of that army. 6 sites now being captured up by Blue. Spring Gull does get some hits there on the Mangonels. And Magenta does lose his own Spring Gull there. Blue Spring Gull still alive. This force is far too bunched up. Next Mangonel hit's going to annihilate this army. It annihilated the army. And Magenta does back up the game as well, unable to deal with these Mangonels. This is Anagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.